Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Jazakumullahu khairan for everybody attending. Can you just confirm that you can hear me again, because some settings don't sound right here on my side? Yes? Okay, good. So this is the final. Okay, this is the final of the lessons. We started in, I think it was February, and this is lesson 10 of lesson 10. So this is the final lesson. Those people who are still with the course, alhamdulillah, I hope you've been learning and gaining a lot. I'm getting some feedback saying that the screen is half green. Is that true for everybody else? Or is the screen fine? So the screen is half green. Oof. Mine's fully colored. The bottom part is green. Okay, I hope it clears up. I don't know what to do about that. Mine on my side is clear. 1/5. Yeah, I'll move on, inshallah. I hope the recording is alright. Okay, so let's start then. So this was the homework. Complete all 4 above tables with the word Ghana. Okay, it's good. Okay, I think it was a Windows bar. I've just got rid of it and it's disappeared. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so the homework was complete all 4 above tables with the verb Ghana. Ghana means to be. So we did it in the class last week. It was just a matter of finding it in your booklet. It is in your booklet somewhere further on, and just writing it, because writing helps learning. So yakunu, yakunani, yakununa, etc. This is the marfu table. This is the default case for the default mood for present nouns. Sorry, for present verbs. And then when we apply certain controllers, these controllers here, then we basically drop all the nouns except the plural women, and obviously we don't drop these ones here, and all the dhamma endings go to fatha. So indicative is marfu, the translation of a marfu verb, and subjunctive is mansub. Indicative mood in Arabic is marfu. 1 second. Yeah, there you go. Right, so this is the mansub version, and you can see what's going on. The nouns are dropping. See, these are the nouns of the templates that are dropping. The reason why this noun isn't dropping is part of the word kana. This is part of the word. So these nouns aren't dropping. It's an irregular verb. It's just the nouns that belong to the template. They're dropping. And the dhamma endings of the singular and these are becoming fatha. And the only reason that's happening is because one of these words came before this verb here and changed it to this. That's all. The meanings are the same. Then the next part was do it in majzoom, which is jussive. So we can see what's happening in majzoom. These ones stay exactly the same. Yeah, these ones stay exactly the same. The only thing that changes is this becomes a sukoon. Now in Arabic, you can't put 2 sukoons together, so something has to give. There's a sukoon on the waw, there's a sukoon on the noon, i.e. a jazm on the waw and a jazm on the noon. 2 jazms cannot come together in Arabic, so something gives. And in this case, yakun, the waw drops. That's just the case for this particular weak verb. So weak verbs are hard, as we said, because they don't fit exactly into the table. They have to make some slight adjustment somewhere. And also, yakun can also be written as yaku. It can also be written short as yaku. Walam aku baghiya, or lam aku baghiya comes in the Quran. Right? Aku means I am. But in the jussive, in the majzoom mood. And the reason why it's majzoom is because one of these controllers, majzoomifiers, came in front of the present verb and changed it. So we did this last week, just a recap right now. And then we learned the formula so that you can get a root verb And from that root verb, you can make the command form. We did that, remember? You make it into second person, you drop the ta, and then if there's the next letter begins with a sukoon, you stick an alif. If it doesn't, job done. We did all that last week, right? So this is the command form. Kun means be. You're telling someone to be. Kuna is you to be. Kunu is you all be. Kuni, you be, woman. Kuna, you to be. And kunna, you all be, women. So this was just a matter of writing this down for the homework. And that's all the homework was, apart from learning the vocabulary. So this was the test. Alhamdulillah, the test, yes, yes, it was a bit tricky, this one. Some people got some wrong, but the highest peak was the top mark. So, you know, a lot of people got the top mark. And what I did like is I was looking through and some people got 13. Then they tried again. They got 15 or something. And then they tried again. They got 16. So they didn't stop until they got the top marks. So that's good. I'm loving that. I like that because that means you're trying and you're correcting yourself and you're doing it again and you're making sure you can clock it. So that's really, really good. And yes, as somebody said, it is, yeah, they're tricky. This table is tricky, and the feminine ones are tricky because they don't follow a general pattern. You have to learn. This just looks different in feminine for some cases, and you just have to learn it. But that's done now. No more tables, especially in this lesson. No more tables, just some templates, inshallah. So how can you tell if a verb is weak? So a verb is weak if the root verb contains either an alif, a waw, or a ya. That's one way a verb can be weak. Another way a verb can be weak is that when the second and the third root letters of the verbs that we've been doing, they're weak. Sorry, they're the same. So 3-lettered root words, which is what we've been doing. You know, there's 4-lettered, and further, there's other root verbs as well that have 4 letters or more. We're not going to touch them because they only consist of about 5% or 10% of the Arabic language. The root words that have 3 letters, they consist of about 90 to 95% of the Arabic language. So that's what we've concentrated on. That's what we've covered to give you the biggest bang for the buck, right? So the second and third root letter, when they are the same, it's also a weak verb. Translate the following words. Taqulu, you say masculine. And what I want to highlight here is look at this one. This is the same, but it begins with a ya. So this is third person. You say, he says. Again, yaquluna, they all say. Taquluna, you all say. The ta, most of the time, signifies second person. Ta for two, I, second person. And the ya is the other one, third person. Aqulu, I say. Masculine and feminine. Naqulu, we say. Remember the na, it appears many times to signify we. Yaqulani, and what I did is I put the most frequently occurring ones in the start of the test and the least occurring ones in the Quran later on in the test. So we've done, you know, the ones we did in the previous page, and these are the ones that come most as far as I know. The duals come in less and the feminines come less as well. So yaqulani, they both say. Taqulani, you both say. And also they both say feminine as well. Taqulina, you say, feminine. You say, I'm talking to a woman. And yaqulna, they all say. And taqulna, you all say, feminine. So if there's, you know, if there's people who, you know, still, you know, need to go over it, then go over it, and the tests are available, you know, throughout. I'm not going to close or turn off the tests. They can stay. You can be doing them in a few months. You could revisit the tests if you want, inshallah. And the recordings will stay as well, inshallah, on YouTube. Translate the following Quranic passage. So, fala, so not. So do not. Taqul. Taqul is majzoom. It's the same as taqulu, but the la came and it makes it majzoom. So فَلَا تَقُلْ, so do not say. So do not say لَهُمَا, to both of them. Remember? Huwa huma hum. Remember that ages ago? Huwa huma hum. Yeah? Huma. Lahuma. To them both. So, do not say to them both, uffin. Uff means, it's a word of disrespect basically. Uff. So basically it's talking about parents. Don't say uff to them even. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to, act accordingly. Next one. وَقُولُوا. وَقُولُوا. So, قُولُوا is majzoom because it's a command. You all say, and you all speak, linnasi, to nas, to people, husnan, kindly. If you think what is husnan, think, oh, it's just like Hassan. Hassan means good. So it's going to be husnan, something similar to that. Or you might not even know what Hassan means, but it's a person's name, so it's got a good meaning, so it's something good. Say to the people, it's going to be in your mind something, it's a good word, it means something good. So you can do it like that as well, if you don't know what the word means. وَلَا أَقُولُ, and I, not, and not, أَقُولُ, I say. So, and I do not say, lakum, to you all, remember kum, to you all, inni, I am. So over here, it's normally inni translate as indeed I, but I'm just going to stick with the translation that was written. I am malak, an angel. So I do not say to you all, I am an angel, malak. And the last one, ataquluna. Ataquluna, taquluna means you all say. Remember, you all say. And the makes it into a question. There's another way you can make it into a question by putting hal in front of the verb. And the other way is if you just raise your voice, taquluna. Okay? So that's when people are speaking. So here, ataquluna, do you all say, ala, against Allah? Do you all say against Allah? Ma la, what not? Ta'lamuna, you have ilm of, you know. So do you all say about Allah, against Allah, what you do not know? So, if we do our work, if we do our homework and learn our templates, we should be able to translate these verses, these parts of verses. And that brings a whole new dimension to worship and to reading the Quran and to reading Salah behind the imam. If you can understand words, and the more effort you put in, the better your results are going to be, inshallah. I have somebody saying that one of the cameras is on. One of the sisters got a camera on, so you might want to turn that off. Put blue tack on the camera. So I was just saying, somebody asked for me to repeat that. I was just saying, what we have learnt so far in the course, the templates and the words and the root words and marfu, mansub, majroor, that is the equipment you need. That is the ammunition you need, basically, or the equipment you need to be able to understand the Quran, to be able to understand quite a bit of Arabic. What we would need after that is more vocabulary to understand even more of the Quran. But you've got the main building blocks that you need. Yes, it goes further. There are other building blocks that you don't know about yet. We've not really gone into grammar even yet, but a lot of the grammar doesn't change the meaning. So if I teach you some tough sets of grammar rules, you might know them, but it won't help you with the immediate meaning. Because the surf, what you've done now, the templates and the tables, that's what you need, because they change the meanings of the words. So just keep at it, keep on it strong. Yep, somebody just said, it's so beautiful, when you catch what the imam is reciting and you're holding yourself not to smile, right? Yeah, of course. And you might even, a tear might even come out of your eye. That can't even imagine that I'd be able to understand these few words that the imam has said, in January. But now, that's one of the things I had, that when I started learning Arabic, I realized what is that all you need to know before you can start understanding words? It's like, whoa, everybody should know this. wanting to tell my friends. So this is definitely, and then the Quran is the Quran. You can understand the Quran because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it easy. It's not like a newspaper or a novel in Arabic. They're hard. The Quran is easy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it easy, and surprisingly it is easy. Right, so next one. Okay, so these are the vocabulary. We need to learn these because these are the root words. You need to learn as many root words as you can, including myself, because you know some structures now. If you know the root word, you could use those templates to understand what that word means. So basura, yabsuru, what is it? What is basura, yabsuru? Anybody typing? Okay, good, good. Yeah, good. To see, to perceive. 41 times. So that 41 times, as far as I know, these numbers are like the derivatives of basura that come in the Quran. Next one, jaza, yajzi. Jaza, yajzi, jazakallahu khairan. Just giving you a clue there. Yep, good, 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 good. So jaza, yeah, is reward, recompense. Jaza can be good or bad. So we said jazakallah khair, may Allah reward you, good. It could mean recompense as well. So jaza, yeah, the ya is silent. Yajzi. Ja'a yaji'u. Ja'a yaji'u. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح. جاء. What is جاء? يجيء. So again, this is the root word, and this is the present tense of saying it. So he came, and he comes. 238 times. Maybe many times it's like the truth came to the people. The truth came to the people. Next one. حكم يحكم. حكم, past tense, root word, and then يحكم is the present tense. Carry on. Good. To judge. Hakim. The judge, isn't it? Right, next one. 114. خلف يخلف. خلف يخلف. خلف. What's خلف? Good. 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 To be behind. So Khalifatu Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Khalifa of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Abu Bakr was Khalifa. He came after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Khalifa. Razaqa yarzuqu. Razaqa yarzuqu. Urdu word as well. Rizq. We know rizq from there. Ar-Razaq. Good. So to provide. So he provided, he provides. Yep, he provided, he provides. And just by the way, rizq, I think I mentioned it before, rizq isn't just the money that you have in your banks or the money you have in your pockets. Rizq is everything you have. Everything that you have. Your clothes, the tissue in your pocket, your phone, your socks, your house, your carpet, your car. Whatever you have is a rizq. Your eyes, So don't just think rizq is only the money that you've got. It's everything you have is your rizq. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us much more than just the money. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Yeah. Yeah. My son's saying the laptop as well. Laptop as well? Yeah, laptop. Raja'a, to return. Rahima yarhamu. Rahima yarhamu. What is rahima? Ar-Rahim, Ar-Rahman. Carry on. Good, good, good. To be merciful. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. They both come from rahima. Next one. Ra'a, yara. Ra'a, yara. You can tell it's just different. You can tell it's not like rahima, raja'a, razaqa, khalafa, hakama. You can tell it's different. Why is it different? It's irregular. It's got a ya. Ra'a, yara. It's different to see. Excellent. Sadaqa yasduqu. Sadaqa yasduqu. What is sadaqa yasduqu? Sadaqa yasduqu. To be truthful, to speak the truth. Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu. Yeah? Siddiq, Sadiq. Good. Sabara yasbiru. Sabara yasbiru. You're told. Good. Sabr. Good. To be patient, steadfast. Somebody's father passed away. One of the students' father passed away, and the sister slipped behind the course, but she's inshallah going to continue. So please just remember the father in your du'as, and everybody, the Muslimin who have passed away. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give the Muslimin Jannat al-Firdaus. Shahida yashhadu. Shahida yashhadu. What is shahida yashhadu? Good. Good. To witness 126 times. Okay, so these are very important. Just wanted to mention that we're going to break inshallah in about 20 minutes. No, 15. In about 15 minutes inshallah. We've got to go read Isha, and then we'll come back and then continue inshallah. Right? Okay, so lesson 10. So just 2 slides. They're maybe not relevant and they're not in the right place, but I've just put them, and I thought instead of deleting them, I'll just mention it. These 2 separate slides. I don't know if you've got them in your booklet. So all this is saying is the verb will match the gender of what it's talking about. Okay, you've got it. So the verb will match the gender of what you're talking about. So ja'a means he came, isn't it? He, because rajulun is a man. It's not going to be. You're not going to use ja'at, because ja'at means she came. So it just, it's just sort of obvious that the masculine terminology is going to be used when it's talking about masculine. So ja'a rajulun means a man came. He came, a man. So a man came. And again, when it's not talking about, living things, you will translate it as the truth has come. Well, actually, the truth has come. It came, the truth. Right? So just the main point of this slide is just to show al-haqqu is masculine. So you're going to use a masculine verb. You're not going to use a feminine verb for a masculine word. Right, which is quite obvious, but I just left them in. I thought it'll just be a bit extra practice. And again, sayyaratun, we should all know what sayyaratun is. Sayyaratun by now. Not Lamborghini, but just car, right? And because car is feminine, because they're marbuta, then what happens is you're going to use ja'at. You're not going to say ja'a, because ja'a is masculine. You're going to say ja'at. It came, but she came, feminine. It came. A caravan. Okay, a caravan, yes. Translate to caravan. In the Quran, it translates as caravan, but in modern Arabic now, sayyara is used for car. That's why I said car. Next one, ja'at. So that literally means she came. Bintun, a girl, because a girl is feminine, so you're not going to say ja'a, you're going to say ja'at. And that's all this slide was for. It's quite obvious, but I thought leave it in there. It's just a bit extra practice. Somebody might just, Just a bit of revision for people. Okay, right. So this is lesson 10. So if you know in Arabic, there's a thing called active participle, okay, in English, right? I didn't know what that means, and it's sort of on the edge of my brain. I got an idea what it means. It's talking about basically the doer of a verb. So like, I want to show you now, what I'm going to show you inshallah is some templates that when you apply to root words, it's going to increase your vocabulary automatically. Your vocabulary is going to automatically increase inshallah, because I'm going to show you some templates. When you apply them to the root words, you'll get new meanings. You'll get new meanings, okay? So I'm just using fa'ala as an example. Fa'ala means to do. Fa'ala means to do. Fa'ilun, what have I done to the fa here? What have I done to this word to make it into this one? Well, first of all, I've separated the first and the second letters. I've put an alif there, so it's become fa. On the second one, I've put a kasra there, a zir. And on the third one, I've put a double ending, double dhamma. Fa'ilun. So fa'ilun means the doer, right? That's a template that you can change to make the doer of a verb. Now I'll show you what I mean, okay? So look at this, kataba. What does kataba mean? Kataba means he wrote, to write. Okay, so kataba in a sentence means he wrote. Now I want to apply this template and make it into the one who does the writing. What is the one who does the writing called? Writer, or maybe even author, right? So writer. So how do I change kataba to make it into writer? No, so this is not the doer of the verb is marfu. This is just, I'm changing that word kataba, which means to write. I want to now get this word out of it, writer. What am I going to do? I'm going to put it into this formula here. So the ka, you stick an alif at the end, so it becomes ka. The middle letter you turn into a kasra, kati, and the ba gets a double dhamma, katibun. So katibun means writer. Katib, make sure I got that right. It can mean writer, or it can mean the action as well. It can mean writing, but mostly it's used for writer. Okay, so if I give you a verb walk, how do you write walker? If I give you a verb kill, how do you change it into making it mean killer? If I give you a verb sing, what do you do to it to make it into singer? What you do is you apply this template, the fa'ilun template, to fa'ala, right? It goes into fa'ilun, it makes it the doer of that verb. So if I say, to remember, dhakara, how do I say rememberer, the one who remembers? How am I going to say that? You apply this template, okay? You apply this template. So let's just do another example. Dhalama. So dhalama means to oppress. Dhalama means he oppressed. So now how do I say oppressor? I should be able to get this root word, apply this template to it, fa'ilun, and get a new word here. And that new word is the one who does that verb. Okay, so it's the one who does that verb. So kataba became katibun. Katibun is the one who does that verb. So it's a writer. So dhalama, what does dhalama become? If you apply that template, what does, okay, good, you've got it. Oh, you've got it. Oh, shabash, you've already started writing them down. That's good, good. Hope you guys are non-Arabs. Yes. Oh, yes. Good. So dhalama it means to oppress. So the one who does that, you do the dha. The dha there, you stick an alif, dha. The lam gets a kasra, dhali. And the mim gets a dhamma, dhali. Mun, double dhamma. Dhalimun. So all that's happened is these words have gone through the equation of this pattern, and they have generated these new words. That's the pattern you need to do to come out with the word of the one who is doing that verb. So now automatically your root words, your root words that you've learnt, the vocabulary should have doubled on them, because you know now how to, or nearly doubled, because you should know now how to make the doer out of the verb, the doer of the verb out of the verb. You just apply the fa'ilun pattern. So zalim, we all know zalim is the one who does zalama. So zalim, it's a noun. Look, it's a noun. One of the ways to tell a word is a noun is whenever it gets a double ending, that's a giveaway that in Arabic that is classed as a noun. As a noun. So it's become, zalim is a person, it's like someone who does oppression. So it's a noun. This one has become a noun. Remember, all these words, they come from root words, and root words are verbs, but when you apply certain templates, they then change to nouns, they change to other, verbs, etc. Yeah, so these are nouns now. Katib is a writer, it's a noun. Zalim, zalimun, is an oppressor, it's a noun. Oppressor and oppressing, but mostly, in my experience, mostly it's the one who is doing that verb, the doer of that verb. Okay, so next one, 124 times. Alimah. Alimah means to know. So you tell me now, what is the word for the one who knows? What do you call the one who knows? So you get the Alimah. Good, 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 good. Yes, so you get this and you put it through this machine, the fa'ilun machine. Let's call it the fa'ilun machine, right? So this one goes into the fa'ilun machine, right? So what happens? The ayn gets an alif, so a. The lam gets a kasra. It's already got a kasra, but it keeps as kasra. Ali, and the mim goes through this one here, gets a double dhamma. Alimun, alimun, and that is the one who does alima. So a scholar will call him an alim. Alim. Yeah, we stop at the end. We don't say alimun, but really it's alimun. Like really it's masjidun, but we just stop to make it easier and we just say alim. So that person is an alim. What happened? The alima went through the fa'ilun machine and came out with alimun. So alimun is the one who does the alima, the doer of alima. So alimun is the one who knows, the knowledgeable man, a knowledgeable man. Alimatun is a knowledgeable woman. Okay, so good. I'm happy with, there's plenty of alimuns there. Plenty of people have written that. So that's all that happens. Go away and have a look at, Let's just do one off the top of our head now. Kadhaba means to lie. Kadhiba means to lie. Kadhiba means to lie. How am I going to say liar? The one who lies. How am I going to say that? Good. Kadhibun. Oh, shabash. Yeah, that's good. Kadhibun. By the way, shabash means good in Urdu. So I just say that sometimes. Right? So somebody's asked a question, alima. Yeah, you say alima to a woman. It's really alimatun. But you just drop you put a sukun at the end and it's alima. Right, so good. Kadhib. So kadhib is a liar. Kadhibun is a liar. Okay, kafara. So kafara, put that through the fa'ilun machine. Good. So kafara means he rejected, he disbelieved. Kafirun is the one who disbelieves, right? So it's the name given to the one who does that verb. So hafidha means to preserve. What do you call the one who preserves the Quran? Hafidhun. Hafidh, yeah, exactly. It's the same thing. Hafidhun, the one who does that. So kadhiba, kadhibun. So let's just do our word that we do, killing the mosquito one. Right, so qatalab is he killed. How do you say killer? And it's an Urdu word as well. This works in Urdu, this template as well. How do you say killer? Exactly. Yeah. qatilun, and this is the same. This is a template in Urdu as well. Qatilun is killer. Alimun is a knowledgeable person. Kafirun, zalimun, katibun. These are in Urdu. So if you know Urdu, you should be thinking, oh yeah, okay. So is everybody happy with that? We've got 4 minutes left before I need to shoot off. So that is a template. Look through your root words. Look through your root words, and then just look. This is the in this lesson. This is the big gain. This one is the big gain. Others get a bit complicated. This one is the easy one to do. So let me just look at some other ones. Fataha. Fataha means to open. Fataha means to open. Fataha. Put it through the doer machine. And how do you say opener? Opener, the one who opens. Fatihun. Fatihun. And normally you call the one who, opens lands, a victor, the one who's won a war. You call him Fatih because he's opened, the land is opener, right? So that's where that one is used. And Fatihun, Fatihun. Zalama zalimun. Raja'a means to return. So how do you say it? Returner, the one who returns. How do you say that? Raji'un. Somebody asked a question, why is the tanween dropped when spoken? It's just to stop there, it's just easier to say, that's why. Say, instead of saying, I'm going to the masjidun, they just say, I'm going to the masjid. That's just an easy way to explain it in English. They just say, I'm going to the masjid. I'm reading the Quran. It's really Quranun, or Quranan or Quranin, depending on the sentence, but it's just dropped at the end because it's just, easier to say. But really, with the grammar, then you say it properly, you say the ending. So the meaning doesn't change, the meaning doesn't change. The ending doesn't change the meaning. Of the word itself. But in a sentence, yeah, remember, the doer is always marfu. That can happen. But just the word by itself, Qur'anun means the same as Qur'anan, which means the same as Qur'anin. 2 more minutes, let me just see. Sami'a means to hear. Sami'a means to hear. So how do you say hearer? The one who hears. Good. Sami'un. Sami'un. Ja'ala means to make. How do you say maker? The one who makes. Ja'ilun. Good. Ja'ilun. Kafara, kafirun, qatala, abdun, fataha, sami'a. Okay. Last one. Dhakara. Dhakara. Dhakara means he remembered. He remembers. How do you say rememberer? The one who remembers. Yep. Dhakirun. That's where you get the name Dhakir from. Dhakir Naik, for example. Dhakir. The one who remembers. That's what it means. The rememberer. Rememberer. So, yeah, things, as you learn more and more, things start connecting up and saying, oh, okay, yeah, oh, it makes sense. Oh, it's like you get those feelings. Right, so it's hit 10 past, so 15 minutes, inshallah, we'll be back in 15 minutes. So when is that? 15 minutes from now, about 8:25 UK time, inshallah, we'll be back to continue, inshallah. Okay, jazakumullahu khairan. I'm just going to leave it connected like I do. I'm just going to put the mute on. I'm going to pause the recording. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah. Just back from the Salah break. Yeah, so we were going over these templates, and Fataha, remember, made Fatihun. Fatihun means, you know what it means. So how would you say, so what does Tin Fatihun mean? Tin Fatihun. What does Tin Fatihun mean? Tin being an English word. Just wake you up this. Fataha means to open. Fatihun means the one who opens, opener. So what does Tin Fatihun mean? That's it, right? That's right. Tin opener. That's not real, it's just me making it up, right? Maybe you'll remember it now. Maybe you'll remember this, formula, this dua template. Tin opener, tin fatih, yeah, tin fatihun. Okay, so that was template number 1, which is extremely important. You'll see many times this template is being used. It's where you get the verb and then you put it through this machine, fa'ilun machine, and it becomes katibun, zalimun, alimun, kafirun, fasiqun. Yeah, fasaqa, and the one who does fisq, so corruption, fasiqun. That's the one who is the corrupt person. Right, so we'll move on, inshallah. That's pattern number 1, inshallah. You get tested on it. So this next pattern is called ism al-maf'ul. Ism al-maf'ul. In English, it's called the passive participle. So if you've done English grammar and you understand passive participle, that's the intent. If you understand passive participle, you know what I'm talking about, yeah? If you don't, if you're like me, you don't, then just remember ism maf'ul. And what that is you get the verb fa'ala, you put it into this pattern here, maf'ul. This should really said maf'ulun. It should have really said maf'ulun, but I've just put maf'ul, my mistake. But maf'ulun. It gives you the meaning of the thing that the verb is done to. The thing that the verb is done to. So let me do an example. You got kataba. Kataba means to write. When you put it in this maf'ulun machine, what word are you going to come out with? So let's forget the meaning for the time being. What word are you going to come out with? So let's look. Kataba, okay, fa'ala. So the fa represents this fa here. But look what's come before it. A meme with a fatha. So let's put a meme with a fatha there. Okay, meme with a fatha. Good. Now the next one is the first root letter. It gets a jazm on it. It gets a sukun on it. So the ka gets a sukun on it. So mak. Mak. The ta corresponds to this one here. Second root letter. It gets a dhamma. Good. Maktu, and then a waw appears, just does in this template. Maktu, and then the last one is a ba. Maktub. Really maktubun. Yeah, I put maktubun. It should really be maf'ulun there. Okay, but I just put sukun on. Forgot. So maktubun. Maktubun is kataba gone into the maf'ulun machine pattern. So kataba has gone into the maf'ulun machine and it's come out with maktubun. Maktubun basically means the kataba is done to it. So when the kataba is done or the kataba is done to it, what word does that mean? Written. It's written. When the kataba is done in the book, that writing is now written, isn't it? So maktubun, maf'ulun, is the pattern for when the verb is done. What do you call that thing when the verb is done? Or done to that thing? It's maktubun. So maktub means written from kataba. And then you can put this in many verbs. Let's do another one. Zalama. Now we're going to understand because you must have heard this word before. Put zalama in the maf'ulun machine. What do you get? So dha. So first we take a meme there. Ma. Good. Yeah, it's like the action of the verb. Yeah, the action of the verb has been done. Right? So ma. And then the madh. The lam gets a dhamma, madhlu. And the waw, madhlu. And then the meme, madhlumun. Madhlumun. Now if you know Urdu, you know what madhlum means. What does it mean? Madhlum. Zalama is oppression. Zalimun is oppressor. What's madhlum? Ah, good. So madhlum are the ones who have had the zalama done on them. Madhlums are the ones who have had the zalama done on them. So the word for that is oppressed. So madhlum means oppressed because they've had that zalama done on them. So it's like maf'ul is when the verb is done. What do you call that thing when the verb is done to a particular thing? What is that thing called? So madhlum means oppressed because it's the ones who are having the zalama done on them. Yep. So I don't understand that comment. Yeah, it's like the object. It's like the object. But it's an actual word. So madloom is an actual word. And if you look at this pattern, maf'ul, it's the maf'ul pattern. If you see another word with this maf'ul pattern, as long as you know what dha la ma means, then you should be able to translate roughly what the word is actually meaning. It's the happening of the root word on this thing. That thing, what do you call it? So in this case, madloom means oppressed because they're having the dhalama done on them. Yeah, so maf'ul bihi comes from here. Yes, so remember, the doer is always marfu. The Arabic way of saying that is the fa'il is always marfu. And the thing that the verb is done to is maf'ul bihi. Yeah, you call it maf'ul bihi, and it's coming from this word, maf'ul. That's in the other sentences, other topics we did previously. But yeah, that's what's going on. So, dhalama becomes madhloom. Let's do another one. Alima. So, alima means to know, he knows. Stick it through this maf'ul machine. What do you get? Ma. The ma comes anyway. The ayn gets a sukoon on it. Ma. The lam, the middle one, second root letter, gets a dhamma. Ma'lu. A waw appears. Ma'lu. And then the meme comes at the end. Ma'lumun. Ma'lum. What does ma'lum mean? It's Urdu word. Good. Known. So the alima is having, it's being done to. So what is, when the alima is done, when the knowledge is done to something, what do you call it? It's called known. So ma'lum means known. And it's a word that we use in Urdu as well. Ma'lum. It's known. Okay, good. Subhanallah. Sheikh. Are you Arab? Bro Waqas, are you Arab? You've done the course before, right? No, it's another Waqas then. Right, good. So, mashallah, the brother said this. He said, Maghdub, ghayril maghdubi. Look, maf'ul pattern. What? So all you need to know is what ghadiba means. What does ghadiba mean? Ghadab. What does that mean? Wrath, anger. So maghdubi are who? Those who have had the anger. Those who have the anger on them. Yeah? Those who have earned Allah's anger. Those who have the anger on them are the maghdub. So that's where it's coming from. As long as you know the root word, ghadiba means wrath, anger, roughly. Maghdub is the one who have had the anger on them. Not the angry people, the ones who have had the anger on them. So the people who have been angered, the people who have earned the anger, basically. So the people in this case, the ones who Allah is angry with. Right? Shahida. Shahida. Yes, they've angered Allah. So Allah's anger is on them. Yes, they've angered Allah. Yes. So shahida. Shahida means to witness. How do you say witnesser first? How do you say witnesser? The one who witnesses. How do you say that? The last template we just did. Okay. We'll just do this rule. We'll just do this rule. Yes. So stick this shahida in the maf'ul machine. Yeah, all right. Doctor, you got it right. Okay. So yeah, mash, and then the ha becomes hu, mashhu, and the waw, mashhu, and then the dal, mashhudun, mashhud. So mashhud, if that means he witnessed, what does mashhud mean? What does it mean? The thing that has had the witness done on it becomes I know the answers are in your book, but I'm hoping you are doing it with me, sort of, with the board. Good. Witnessed. Mashhood is witnessed because it's having the shahida. When you're doing the shahida on something, then that thing is now witnessed. So mashhood means witnessed. Mashhoodun means witnessed. So this is the next main template. Look, I'll give you one. Inshallah, you all know this word, inshallah. Karaha, karaha means to dislike. He disliked. Karaha, he disliked. Dislike. Put karaha through this maf'ul machine. Karaha becomes, yes. Okay, someone's even translated it. Karaha becomes makruh. Makruhun. What is makruh? We all know what makruh means. What does makruh mean? Disliked. Because karaha means to dislike. And then makruh is the thing that has had a dislike done on it. So it's disliked. So when they say this is not haram, it's makruh, it means it's having the disliking done on it. So it means disliked. You like that? So let's visit one of our words that we know. Marfu, mansub, majroor. They're all maf'ul patterns. Rafa'a means to raise. Raise. Rafa'a means he raised. So put rafa'a in the maf'ul pattern, you get? What do you get? Marfu. Get marfu. So marfu means the thing that has had the rafa'a done on it, so it means the thing that is raised. Marfu means raised. Yeah? So you might see some. Let's just see if there's any other words that we know that we already know of. We've done mazloom. So fataha means, what's fataha mean? You must know what fataha means now. Tin fataha. What's fataha mean? To open. So put open in the maf'ulun machine. Fataha becomes, good, maftuh, maftuhun. And maftuhun means the thing that has had the opening done to it. So maftuhun means, what was maftuhun? Yep, good. Opened, right? So maftuh means open. So you can say, you know, the door is maftuh. That means it's opened, right? So this template is very important as well. Makruh, mashhood, mansur. You know mansur? Nasara, help. Mansur means the one who is helped. Nasara means to help. Mansur is the one who is helped. Makruh, majroor, and there'll be many other words. I'll give you this other one. Jahila, jahila. Jahala, what does jahil mean? Jahil means he didn't know. To not know. To be ignorant. So what is, put jahala, I don't know if it's jahala or jahila, but put that through the maf'ul machine. What do you get? Majhul. What is majhul? What is majhul? In those people who, if you study, if you go into hadith and you're talking about narrators, it's going to be mentioned that this narrator is majhul. He's having the jahala, the ignorance done upon him. So it means he's unknown. So majhul means unknown, not known. So the jahala done on it, so it's unknown. Majnoon. Majnoon. No, that's something else. Majnoon is another word. It's another template maybe. Yeah, it's not the same thing. Is it? No, I think that's a different. No, actually. Maj. It might be, yeah, it might actually be. Now, I don't know about the root word on that, so I'll have to pass on that one, but it might be, you might be right there, Majnoon. A moment for me, maybe just have a look. Do the templates apply to male or female? Good question. So, I mean, Mazloom, Ma'loom, it's more of a sort of state. It's not just like talking about individual people. It's more of a sort of state. So, they can use these for, like, Maktub, written. It's not really talking about a woman there. Oppressed, Mazloom, it just means oppressed. Men could be in there, women could be in there. I don't think it's got a feminine version. I don't think it's like that. I haven't mentioned the number of times these come in the Quran, maybe because, oh, there you go. 1, 1, 13, 3. That's maybe just those particular exact words that come in. Right? So these two are the important ones. We've just got a few more now. The ones that we learn next are, the next one is still important as well, actually, I must admit. Right? Now, if you put a ha at the end, that's luma. I don't know. I've not seen it. If it does come, it's very rare. I'm not sure about that. We might see something in the Quran. We might see something. Let's just do the next one. So the next pattern is a verbal noun. Now, I didn't know what a verbal noun was until I started learning Arabic. Right? So a verbal noun is when you basically, so masdar is in Arabic. Masdar is a verbal noun in Arabic. You call it masdar. A verbal noun is the happening of the verb. So remember, you just put remember. It's either going to be ans or ing at the end of a verb. So speaking. So it's not he spoke. It's not he speaks. It's the actual action of that, the happening of that verb: speaking, remembrance, talking, walking, playing, and these are termed as nouns in Arabic. Nouns. Even in English, it says verbal noun. So yeah, admittance, talking, walking, playing, remembrance, skiing. These are all verbal nouns. So there's a way to make a verb into a verbal noun. So he spoke. How do you say speaking? He remembered. How do you say remembrance? So you're not saying he remembers, he remembered, he will remember. You're saying the actual verbal noun. You're actually talking about that verb happening. So remembrance, walking, diving, playing, killing the mosquito. Right? What else? Talking, opening. So it's not opener, it's not opened, it's opening. It's the thing happening. So what do you do with that? What is the remembering? Yes, remembering, seeing, that's right. So what do you do there? So masdar is a bit trickier. There's not one single rule like fa'ilun or maf'ulun. The two patterns we've just done, they're like straight patterns. Stick a verb in there, put it in the fa'il machine, you get an answer, job done. With masdar, there's a few patterns. There's not just one pattern for masdar. There's a few patterns. So, kharaja. So this is a masdar pattern. Fu'ulun. Put kharaja, which corresponds to, if you look at fa'ala, it becomes fu'ulun. So kharaja becomes, what does kharaja become? So you get the kha, good. Khu, you get the ra for the ain, khuru, and the waw appears, khuru, and the jim, it's a double dhamma, khurujun. So khurujun, 5 times in the Quran, means leaving, going out. So kharaja means he left. Kharijun means leaver. Makhruj, okay, we'll leave that one. Difficult to translate. But khurujun is leaving, going out. It's that verb happening. Yeah. So what it is with the masdar patterns, each verb, there's maybe about 4 or 5 main masdar patterns. How do you know which masdar pattern fits which verb? You don't. You have to learn the masdar pattern when you learn the verb itself. So when you learn a verb, you learn, like for example, kharaja, yakhruju, khurujun. That's how you learn verbs in Arabic, right? There's a bit more, but for now, kharaja, yakhruju, and you learn the masdar with it. Makhrujun, sorry, khurujun. Then you know what pattern goes with kharaja. So that's how you do it. Now, yeah, do I know the patterns? No, I don't. Learn the main ones that come in the Quran, like dhikrun, for example. Just learn some templates, but these are just showing you what the templates are. Yep, when you leave Saudi, you get a khuruj stamp on your passport saying you're leaving. Yep, khuruj. Right, so that's one masdar pattern. Another masdar pattern is fi'lun. Fi'lun. So this has become a noun. How can you tell it's become a noun? Double ending. And it's a verbal noun. Become a noun. So dhakara uses this pattern, fi'lun pattern. So put dhakara into fi'lun, what do you get? Exactly. Dhikrun. We just say dhikr. We'll do with dhikr, or like he's doing dhikr, but it's dhikrun. So dhikrun means remembrance. Ala bi dhikrillahi. So the thing is, you might get dhikrun, dhikran, dhikrin. Remember, it can be marfu, it can be mansub, majroor. I'm just giving you the marfu one. It might be khurujan, depending on the sentence. It might be khurujin, but it's one of, it's got a double ending. So dhikrun is remembrance. So dhakara uses the fi'lun pattern to get the masdar, to get the verbal noun. Other ones do as well. Other ones, these patterns will be used, this pattern will be used by others. I'm sure there's plenty of words that use these patterns, but it's just kharaja uses khurujun, dhakara uses dhikrun, sabara. The way I would remember it, if you want to, is don't remember fu'ulun, just remember kharaja becomes khurujun. That's the pattern for that one. Dhakara dhikrun, that's another pattern. Sabara, sabr, right? This fits in the fa'lun pattern. Fa'lun pattern. So sabara becomes, yes, sabrun. Sabrun jamil for sabrun jamil. Sabrun. So you can tell it's not a verb anymore because it's got a double ending. Right? It's got a double ending. Easy way to tell. Although sabara looks like, whoa, it's a root word, that sabara, but look what's going on. It's not sabara, it's sabrun. It's no longer a verb, it's actually a noun. So sabrun jamilun. So sabrun is patience. Bro sabr. Somebody called bro sabr. I think he's giving a thumbs up. It's a square thing on mine because I've not got the font, so can't see what it is. Right? Sabrun. And then the other pattern, I presume these are the main patterns of masdars. Basura, to see. Basura fits in the fa'alun pattern. So you've got fu'ulun, fi'lun, fa'lun, fa'alun. So basura goes into fa'alun. So what does it make? When basura goes into the fa'lun machine, it becomes, fa'alun machine, it becomes basarun. And basarun means seeing. So it's not he saw, he sees, it's the actual thing that's happening, seeing. So that's how you convert. That's how you convert a root word to its verbal noun, by putting it into one of these patterns. I think there's more patterns as well, but maybe these are the most sort of used ones. How do you know which pattern is used with which verb? You don't. You just have to learn it with the verb. So ذكر يذكر ذكر. That's how you do it. صبر يبصر صبر. Like that. In English, is it called present continuous verb? I don't know. I know it's called verbal noun though. It might also be called present continuous verb, I'm not sure. But verbal noun is what is, I think, what is commonly called. Present continuous verb. It sounds right. Present continuous verb, because that's what's going on there. Seer. So what would seer? Someone is asking, what would seer be? Seer. Basura. What is seer? So it's the doer. It's the first template we did. What would it be? Basirun. Basirun. Basir is different. That's another pattern. Basir is another pattern. It's not the one we're doing. We're doing basirun. So sabara will become sabirun. Sabir. You got people called sabir. What does that mean? It means the one who is doing sabara. So it means patient one. Yeah, al-basir. That's different. We're not going to cover that. Right? So that's the template for verbal nouns. So if you can, this can increase your vocabulary once you know the root words. But the first two one were like the important, really important ones. The do a fa'ilun and the maf'ulun. This one, masdar, is important as well, of course. But sometimes it's just enough to be acquainted with these templates, and you might see a word in the Quran and you say, oh, it's fitting one of those. It sounds like dhikrun and it's got a dhamma at the end. Okay, it's the verbal noun. You could figure it out. Try to figure it out like that. Yep. We've got about 34 minutes left. Right, there's another few patterns. These are now, as far as I know, less occurring, less frequent. Ism al-zaman, ism al-makan. Nouns of places and nouns of time. And when? Yes, we covered that in lesson. So somebody's asking how and when in the Quran muttaqeen and muttaqoon is used, or mu'minun, mu'mineen. So they mean the same thing, but we covered that in lesson 3. So if you can go back to the recording and listen to it. Once these recordings are done, I'll put them in a playlist, so they'll all be in one playlist. You can go to whichever lesson you want to go to. Yeah, I'll cover that inshallah towards the end, inshallah. About what is going to happen next week. We do have another class. I'll mention that at the end, inshallah. All right, so nouns of places and times. So this is more of just information for you to sort of listen to. Doesn't mean you're going to be learning it straight away, but it's just some more extra information, some more patterns. So sajada, what does sajada mean? Sajada means he prostrated, to prostrate. Sajda, right? Now, maf'ilun, maf'ilun is a pattern that makes it into the place of where that verb is done. So that verb sajada, now maf'ilun is a pattern of the noun of the place of that verb. Where is that verb done? The place that verb is done. Goes into maf'ilun machine. What did it come out with? Yeah, I've seen some happy people there. Yes. Masjidun. So masjidun is a noun. It's the place of where the sajda is done. Yes, can you put that in other verbs? Yes, but which ones? Maybe not every verb. But, you just wanted to show you this to appreciate this pattern. Right, so maf'ilun is the pattern that you get to the root word to make it into the place of where that verb is done. Again, do all verbs, all verbs can make that pattern, but is that pattern used in the Arabic language? That's another thing. Some are, some may not be, right? Mind blown. Whoa. Yes. So masjidun is the place or time of prostration, right? So the place of prostration, masjidun, that's where you get it from. So masjidun, it's got the sajada happening in there, right? Getting some whoa response. Got another whoa. That's good. Right, sakana. What is sakana? What does sakana mean? Peace, resting. In Urdu we say sukoon. What's happening there? We're in a state of rest. We're in a state of peace, right? So sakana, sakana. You know, you go somewhere and they say aina taskun. Where are you resting? Where are you staying? You know. So sakana goes into the maf'alun pattern. So maf'ilun for sajada, for sakana is maf'alun. So maf'alun means, so put sakana into the maf'alun machine, what do you get? Maskanun. Maskanun. And what is maskanun? What does it mean? House. So it's another name for house. So basically, maskanun is the place where you have the sukoon, where the place where you have the sukoon, which is the house. That's the place where you have the rest, where you have the peace, where you go to sleep at night. So maskanun is a house. Also, baytun is a house, but maskanun also translates to house. Yes, exactly. So if you learn these patterns, you know that the meme is part of the pattern. You know that yeah, then you know that these three letters are the root word. So if you know what the root word means, you should be able to try to be able to translate and find out what's going on. The giveaway that it's a noun is the double ending, and even a kasra. You know, a kasra, a verb doesn't take a kasra either. A verb doesn't take a double ending or a kasra, a zair. It doesn't take a zair. So if it's got a zair in there, it's a noun. Okay, Dr. Saab, you can go. Right. Right, so darasa, what's darasa mean? Darasa means to study, to learn, think to study. Maf'alatun is the one for the place, for the noun, for the place of the noun. So for the place of the verb. So put darasa into maf'alatun, what do you get? Good. You get madrasatun. So madrasatun is the place of the dars, the lesson. So madrasatun is the place, so it's a school. Right? So these are just some examples to show you, just maybe at this stage, just so that you can appreciate that, look, this is how you make new words. So the tun, why the tun? Because it's a noun now. It's a noun, it's become a noun, so you put the endings on. That's a feminine. It's a feminine noun. So it's just to show you, I mean, I don't maybe expect you to learn these, but it's just to give you, got to do something, yeah? So it's just to give you some understanding that, look, okay, sajda goes into, oh, masjidun, I can see it now, I can see what's going on, maf'alatun, yeah, and madrasatun, okay, yeah. So you might see another pattern like madrasatun, but it might be, you know, the root word might be something else. You might be able to say, oh, actually, madrasatun, it's got the same pattern, so it must be talking about the place of this verb. I don't know what this verb means, so maybe it means this. Go and check. Oh, I was right. So this is just some general information. Alternatively, you can just learn madrasatun is a school, maskanun is a house, masjidun is a masjid. You just learn it like that. You just learn the meaning of the word, job done. But I'm showing you where the word comes from. It comes through a template, and other words can also use that template. So I'm just showing you there. Right? And then you have nouns of instruments. So basically, this is just another one. So you've got fataha. Our word fataha means, should know what it means now. What does fataha mean? Open, to open. When you put it in the mif'alun pattern, put fataha in the mif'alun pattern, in the mif'alun machine, miftahun. And miftahun, this mif'alun is a pattern for the tool of the verb. Right, so the thing that, the tool of the verb, yeah, it's like the thing that makes the verb happen, you know what I mean? So miftah is the key. It's a noun of the instrument that is used for that verb. So you could just know miftah is key, job done. But I'm showing you where miftah actually comes from. It comes from fataha. And if you know the mif'alun pattern, then you'll know that, oh, what's going on. So the key is the tool, it's the instrument of the noun. It's the instrument that is used, to carry out that noun. So it's the key is used to carry out the opening. Yes, the tanween is missing. I should have put tanween on. It should be miftahun, really. Miftahun. Inshallah, I'll sort these slides out before I send them, inshallah. So it should be mif'alun and miftahun. It's maybe just a case of me being lazy and just missed out that miftah. We just say miftah for key, but it's really miftahun. So yeah, the double ending should be there. It could be miftahin, it could be miftahan. Remember, it's a noun now. It could change depending on what comes before it. Majrurifier, mansubifier. So some words, you put some words in here and they might turn out to be a word, but they might not be a real word that's used in Arabic. Right? So you might, you can't do it with you can put every verb in there, but not every word that comes out of that machine is a word that is actually used in the Arabic language. There might be another word that's used instead for that. Araja. What does araja mean? Araja. Araja means to go up. Yep, that's right, to go up. Araja means to go up. I think that's what they call the person who walks like he walks like this because he's got a problem with his leg. He's going up and down. He's walking like that. Arij, the one who he's going up, right? Yeah, okay, right. Yeah, you see, you're putting two together. So the tool to go up uses the mif'al pattern. So stick araja in the mif'alun pattern. Good. Yep. And I got a woe there as well. I was expecting a woe on this one. Yes. Look, mi'rajun. I should have put the dhamma on. Mi'rajun is used for a ladder, step. And we know at the time Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he went up into the mi'raj, the night journey, he went up. Sorry about that, it just disconnected. Can you hear me? Let's get the chat up. Yes, okay, cool. Sorry about that, just get disconnected. I'll join it up inshallah in the recording. Right, okay. Just make sure everything, all the settings are correct. Right, okay, so we were just doing that. We were just on this. Somebody's drawing. Let me turn you off. Right, try it now. I'll let me rub it off. I'm an expert now in this. Right, okay, let me just go back. Right, okay, so we were on this. Yeah, sorry about that. My PC jammed up and it's connected now. Right, okay, so Araja, we were on that. Okay, so that was pretty much it. Yes, you can hear me, yeah? Right. Okay, so let's just see parts, let's see examples in the Quran where this is used. Rabbana. Rabbana, our Lord. Remember, Rabbana, our Lord. Innaka, indeed you. Indeed you. Jami'un nasi. Jami'un. Look, we're doing jami'u. Yeah? Jami'un, remember? Jama'a means to gather. Jami'u is gatherer, the one who gathers. So, Rabbana, our Lord, innaka, indeed you, Jami'un nasi, you are the one who gathers mankind, gatherer of mankind. Liyawmin, okay, let me just see what it says for Yawmin. Right, on a day, la rayba fihi, about which there is no doubt, fihi, in it. Yeah, do you get that? If you could just, yeah, they can hear me, can't they? Yeah. Right. Dhalika, look at this one. Dhalika, that is yawmun, a day. Majmu'un, majmu'un. So that's the maf'ulun pattern. Maf'ulun, majmu'un, jama'a. So jama'a is happening, so gathered. Yeah, gathered. Jama'a means to gather. Majmu'un is when jama'a is done to that thing, so gathered. Right? Yawmun majmu'un, that is a day to which all mankind shall be gathered. Lahun nasu. وَذَلِكَ, and that, يَوْمٌ, a day, mashhudun. What's mashhudun? Shahida. Shahida is witness. Mashhud is when the witnessing is done, so it's witnessed. So it's in the Quran, they're coming in the Quran, yeah? So those first two templates are really important. The doer, jami'u, and the mashhud, the maf'ul pattern, them are very important. Look at this one. Qul. Yeah? Qulillahu. Say Allah. Khaliqu. Khaliqu. It looks a bit different here, but that alif is the same as like jami'u. It's the same thing that's going on. Khaliqu. Creator. Khalaqa means he created. Khaliqun is creator. So over here it's Khaliqu. Say Allah, Khaliqu, is the creator. Kulli shay means everything, of everything. Kulli shay means everything. Every, kulli, and then shay means thing. So kulli shay, everything. So we can see Khaliqu is used there. That's a different font. Look at this one. La ilaha. La ilaha. No ilah. No God. There is no God. Illa, except. Huwa. Him. Remember we did huwa in lesson 1. Remember? Huwa here. ذلك تلك. هذا هذه. Remember that? That was lesson 1. So, La ilaha, no God, illa, except, huwa, him. Alimul ghaybi, alimu. It looks different here because that alif is like a small little alif there, or a karizabar in Urdu, right? Right. So it's the same thing. It's just written with slightly different, but it's still alimu. Alimu, knower, the knower. Al ghaybi, of the ghayb, of the unseen. وَالشَّهَادَةِ, and the observable. Right? Look at this one. وَدَخَلَ, and he entered. And he entered. جَنَّتَهُ, his garden. Who did the entering? We don't know because the dua is marfu. This is not marfu. This one mansub. Look, jannata. who. So we know that he entered, and where is he entering? Into his Jannah, into his garden. Wahuwa, and he is, while he is, ظالم, oppressor, linafsihi, to his own self. And he entered his garden while he was unjust to himself. Okay, I'll leave that one. Okay, al-hajju, the hajj, ashhuru, months, right? So meaning it's performed in the months ma'lumatun, yeah, ma'lum. Yes, so here is the sister, what somebody was asking, that how would it become plural? So ma'lumatun is plural, it's feminine, right? So ma'lum, known. It's had the Alimah done on it, it's known. So the Hajj is performed in the known months. Okay, Inna Quran al-Fajr, indeed, the Quran recitation at the time of Fajr, Inna Quran al-Fajr, kana, literally kana means it was, mashhuda, witnessed, because having the shahida done on it, it's maf'ulun pattern, mashhudan, right? So it's coming, these patterns are coming in the Quran. Mostly the fa'ilun and the maf'ulun patterns come. Then maybe third is the masdar pattern. It was maybe in the order that I've done it, in the order that the book has done it. So that's the Arabic font, the other one on the font. Not letting you off on the last lesson. You still got to do this, right? Okay. Amrun umurun, 150 times matter, thing, order. Tabi'a means to follow. Tabi'in, not tabi'in, those who followed and those who followed them in the early generations. Ba'dun, some. How many times are coming? Da'a yad'u, root word, to call upon someone, to supplicate, to invite. Yeah, we know it for du'a, but it's also used for to call. Who is better than the one who calls to Allah? Right? Arada yuridu, this is an Urdu word. Arada, you make an intention to do, you want to do something. Well, is it actually arada means intention in Urdu, but it's maybe connected. When you want to do something, it's maybe the same word. Sa'ala, to ask. Sa'ala is to ask. Dalla yadillu is to go astray. What does we get dalin from? Ta'a yati'u means to obey, like ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasul. Obey Allah, obey the Messenger. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Abada ya'budu, to worship. Abdullah. Ibadah. Ibadillah. Right? Aduwun is enemy. A'da'un is plural. I'm sure we've done qatala before. I'm sure we've done it before, but it's in again. Qatala yaqtulu, to kill. And this one we've done this so many times now. Kataba yaktubu, to write, to prescribe. So inshallah, the plan is, obviously we started this class one lesson 1 week late. I wasn't well, right? So this time next week, the final class will happen. The final class it's going to be a talk on the khushu of Salah, and then we're going to do the Salah word-to-word translation using all the information we've learnt in this course. So, the ka, the kuma, them, and the verbs. So the plan is to sort of give myself a reminder about Salah and the importance of Salah just before Ramadan, and to re-go over the word-to-word meaning of the Quran, of the Salah, so that our Salah khushu increases, and in the month of Ramadan our Salah is right over there, somewhere really high. because we've just freshly learnt the translation and the word-to-word understanding. So we're going to do that next week, inshallah. That will be the final class. But before that, I mentioned that I'm just going to do a revision class where I'm just going to go over all the slides in a 2-hour lesson, inshallah, right? And maybe we're going to make that on a Monday, inshallah. So it's for those who want to come, who have the time. If not, it will be recorded, inshallah. So something like, I'll confirm it on the WhatsApp group, inshallah. Something like next Monday, 7:30 till 9:30. It will just be a revision class. We'll go through lesson 1 quickly, what we learned, lesson 2, and all the way to lesson 10, inshallah. Just a revision class for people to sort of, to reabsorb the information. So as a result, the test will be posted on maybe Saturday or Sunday, inshallah. I'll go over the test first, and I'll just go over the revision, and then on Wednesday, this time next week, we'll have the khushu talk and the word-to-word translation of the Salah, and then course done, inshallah. Will there be another course? Inshallah, but I'll have to prepare it. But inshallah, when I do next course, I've got your emails, I will let you know, inshallah. Just before we finish, this is the homework, not letting you off on the homework. So determine the ism fa'il of kafara. It's all in your notes, and it's quite easy homework, I think. It shouldn't take too long. This is just a reminder now. Learn the tables. Otherwise, I don't know if this is in your books, but otherwise you ain't going to understand nothing. I know it's too negatives, I know, but people just say it like that. Right? 100% guaranteed. Right? So I'm just saying, if you don't learn your tables, you're gonna struggle. So learn your tables, go over the notes. You know what to do? Go through the recordings, and the other thing to do is teach it. You should all have the slides. At the end, I'll give all the slides again, inshallah, in one go. Take the slides, do what you want with the slides. There's no copyright, there's no nothing. Take the slides, teach your family. Right? When you teach it, family, you have to learn it as well. You have to go over the tables and make sure you know them. So it's a good way to, teach your kids, teach your spouse, teach somebody, and keep it alive by opening the Quran and trying to understand what it says, and then look at the translation, and keep on doing that. The thing, if we learn conversational Arabic, you would have to be in an environment where they speak Arabic in order for you to get practice. Otherwise, you start forgetting. If you live in an Arabic country, fine. If you've got Arabic friends, fine. But if you haven't, you're going to start losing it. With Quranic Arabic, you will start you can start losing this unless you consult and you open the Quran and keep practicing. Keep practicing. Look back at your tables. Keep practicing. It'll get better and better, inshallah. Yeah, you'll hear the imam and you'll start understanding what the imam is saying, and you'll be happy, inshallah. These are the important tables. I put them here. They're also in the back, in the appendix, I think, of your booklet. These are important tables. This one here as well. This one here. 5 minutes left. I just want to go through this verse. Wa'idh. I'll just put the translation on. Wa'idh. It's translated as and remember, okay? So, and remember when. Yarfa'u. Yarfa'u means he raises. Literally, yarfa'u means rafa'a, he raises. Present verb, remember? Present verb. And remember when he raises. Who raises? The doer is going to be marfu. Where is the doer? Marfu word marfu word Ibrahimu. Ibrahim is marfu, so Ibrahim is doing the raising. So, and when Ibrahim, was raising, it's gone into the past tense. Sometimes the present verb is used, but it's talking about past tense. We know the context of the sentence is past tense. So when Ibrahim raised, al-qawa'id, yeah, qaida. When you're learning to read the Quran, you read the qaida, right? Qaida is like foundation. Qawa'id is foundations. So when Ibrahim was raising the foundations, min al-bayti, from, of the house, wa Ismailu, look, Ismail is marfu as well. Look where it's come though. after all these words, we have another marfu' word. So that means Ismail was also raising the house, the foundations with Ibrahim. They're both marfu', so they were both raising. Look, it says it here. And remember when Ibrahim and Ismail were raising. But look in Arabic. وَإِذْ يَرْفَعُ Ibrahim. Okay, Ibrahim is there, the doer. الْقَوَاعِدَ مِنَ الْبَيْتِ وَإِسْمَاعِيلُ. Now, why Allah SWT put Ismail here? Then you have to go into the balagha and the eloquence and this and that, right? But Ismail is also the doer because he's marfu'. Right? So when they raised the house, what did they say? They said, رَبَّنَا, our Lord, تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا, accept from us, تقبل, accept, minna, from us, innaka, indeed you, anta, you, as-sami'ul alim, the all-hearing, the all-knower. So that's a dua that we should read when completing something. رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ, because that's what matters, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts it from us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from all of us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it heavy on our deeds. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to teach it to others and practice what we've learned. And just the last one. Subhanakallahumma. It's a bit sad, this. It's a bit sad, we're ending it. But, okay, so, Subhanaka. Perfect. How perfect you are. Subhanaka. Right? Subhanaka. We're going to do this next week, inshallah. Subhanaka. Glory be to you. The ka is you. Allahumma. Allahumma is like saying, Ya Allah. So, O Allah. So, how glorified you are, O Allah. Wa bihamdika. And I praise you. Wa bihamdika. And with hamd, you. Like that. But it's translated as here. Wa bihamdika. And I praise you. Ashhadu, present verb. Aktubu, arji'u, remember? Ashhadu, I bear witness. And that. La ilaha, no God. None has the right to be worshipped. Illa, except anta. Anta. Illa anta, except you. Astaghfiruka, I seek forgiveness. Yours. I seek your forgiveness. Does it translate here? I seek your forgiveness. Wa atubu, and I repent. Toba, yeah? Wa atubu, and I repent. Ilayka, to you. So I turn to you in repentance. So this is dua to read at the end of a gathering. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. And just lastly, keep connection with the Quran, read the verses regularly, try to figure out the meaning, then look at the translation to see how accurate you were. The more you do this, the more words you will learn and the more you will improve. You will get to figure out which words come in the Quran more, what patterns come in more, which come less. To make further use of your knowledge, engage in teaching others. I can provide you with the PowerPoints, inshallah. I will provide you with support, inshallah. If you got a question, you got my number, just ask that I'm teaching this, I don't understand this, what do you mean by this? My support ends when I die. So before then, you have a question, ask, and you'll get help, inshallah. I get help from my teachers even now. So that was the last slide, and I hope that you tune in on Monday, where we will go through the revision class and we will go through the homework and the test as well. We'll do it on Monday, inshallah. If you can't make Monday, then the recording will be out, inshallah. And then next Wednesday, the final class before Ramadan, about maybe 3-4 days before Ramadan, inshallah, we will do a talk on the khushu of Salah, and we will do a word-to-word translation of Salah with the intention, with the hopes that our Salah life becomes alive. I'm not saying your Salah is not alive now, but if your Salah is alive, fantastic. But people like me who need that, that reminder, the battery is charging, then this is a good opportunity. And anybody can attend that last class. So if you have friends or this and that, you can just send them the Zoom a link. Anybody can join that last class, because even if you haven't studied Arabic, you still pick up a few things, inshallah. So it's open to anybody, that one, inshallah. So Jazakallah khair. I will see you, inshallah, on Monday. And what time Monday? I'll put it in the group. I think 7:30. I think same time. but on Monday. But I'll put it in the group, inshallah. Okay, jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.